Wait, what if everything you believe about happiness is wrong? What if you don't need a perfect life, more money, or endless motivation to wake up feeling good tomorrow? You don't need to fix your problems tonight. You don't need a complicated routine. You don't even need confidence. You just need 10 intentional seconds before sleep. Because most people aren't exhausted from their day. They're exhausted from the thoughts they carry into tomorrow. Your mind repeats what you practice at night. So tonight, instead of overthinking, we reset your brain. Simply, powerfully, instantly. You know that feeling. You fall into bed completely exhausted, telling yourself, tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow I'll feel better. You close your eyes hoping sleep will reset everything. But morning arrives, and nothing really changes. Your alarm rings, and instead of energy, you feel weight. Not physical tiredness, something deeper. There's no crisis. Nothing terrible happened. Life looks normal from the outside, yet inside, your mind feels heavy, slow, strangely negative. You grab your phone without thinking. You scroll for comfort. Minutes disappear. Motivation feels far away. Before your feet even touch the floor, you already feel behind in life. And then the guilt starts. Why am I like this? Why can't I just feel normal? Here's the truth nobody explains. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are not lacking discipline. Your brain is simply continuing yesterday's emotional program. The thoughts you slept with, the stress you never released, the feelings you ignored. They didn't disappear overnight. Your brain saved them like unfinished tabs still running in the background. So when you wake up, you're not starting a new day. You're resuming yesterday's emotions. Your brain has one primary mission: keep you safe, not happy, not confident, not productive, not successful, safe. Thousands of years ago, survival depended on noticing danger, predators, threats, uncertainty. So, your brain evolved to focus more on problems than positives. Even today, your mind automatically scans for what could go wrong. That's why one negative comment stays in your head longer than 10 compliments. That's why small worries grow louder at night. And bedtime becomes the most dangerous moment for your thoughts. When the world finally goes quiet, no noise, no distractions, no conversations. Your brain starts reviewing the day. It replays awkward moments, unfinished tasks, mistakes you made, things you should have said differently, fears about tomorrow. You may think you're just thinking, but your brain believes it's protecting you by preparing for threats. Then something powerful and invisible happens. While you sleep, your brain organizes memories and emotions. It decides what feelings are important enough to keep. If you fall asleep stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, your brain stores those emotions as unfinished business. So, morning doesn't feel like a fresh start. Instead, your nervous system wakes up already tense. Your thoughts pick up exactly where they stopped. You're not waking into a new day. You're continuing the same emotional story from yesterday. That's why mornings feel heavy, even when life is objectively fine. Nothing is wrong outside, but inside, your brain is still running survival mode. And here's the crazy part most people never learn. You don't need hours of meditation. You don't need massive life changes. You can interrupt this entire pattern in just a few seconds. A small mental shift before sleep can tell your brain one powerful message: I am safe, the day is complete. And when your brain believes that, everything about tomorrow morning changes. Psychologists call this an emotional reset trigger, a small action that signals your brain to stop carrying emotional tension forward. It's not motivation. It's not positive thinking. It's a deliberate interruption that tells your nervous system the stress cycle ends here. When you activate this reset before sleep, your brain shifts from survival mode into recovery mode. Your thoughts slow down. Your body releases stored tension. And instead of rehearsing tomorrow's worries, your mind finally rests. Tonight, you're not going to fight your emotions. You're simply going to reset them. Before sleeping tonight, pause for a moment. Don't reach for your phone. Don't open social media. Don't give your brain more noise to process. Instead, sit or lie down comfortably and try something incredibly simple. Look around your room slowly. Notice 3 things you can see. Maybe the ceiling, a lamp, or the shadow on the wall. Then notice two things you can physically touch: your blanket, your pillow, the cool surface beneath your hand. Finally, focus on one sound you can hear: a fan spinning, distant traffic, your own breathing. That's it. No effort, no perfection, just awareness. At first, it might feel too easy, almost meaningless, but this small exercise works directly with how your brain processes fear. Anxiety exists in imagined futures. Regret exists in remembered pasts. Stress survives only when your mind travels away from the present moment. The instant you focus on real sensory experiences, your brain receives a powerful signal. There is no immediate danger. Your nervous system shifts automatically. Heart rate slows. Breathing deepens. Muscles release hidden tension. You move from survival mode into calm awareness without forcing relaxation. You're not trying to be positive. You're not suppressing thoughts. You're simply grounding your brain in reality. And when your brain recognizes safety, it stops scanning for threats. In that quiet moment, something important happens inside you. Your mind whispers, "I am safe right now." And safety is where genuine happiness begins. Now comes the part that feels strange, almost too simple to believe. Force a small smile, not a big grin, not fake excitement. Just gently lift the corners of your mouth for a few seconds. Yes, even if nothing feels funny, even if your mood is low, even if it feels completely unnatural, here's why this works. Your brain constantly reads signals from your body to decide how you feel. And surprisingly, your brain doesn't fully distinguish between a genuine smile and an intentional one. When your facial muscles form a smile, nerve signals travel directly to emotional centers in your brain. Your brain interprets that signal as evidence that something good must be happening. So, it responds automatically. It releases dopamine, the motivation chemical. It releases serotonin, the mood stabilizer. It reduces stress hormones that keep you tense and alert. You're not lying to yourself. You're not forcing positivity. You're activating a biological shortcut. Most people wait to feel happy before they smile, but science shows the opposite is often true. Sometimes the smile comes first, and the feeling follows. Your body leads the emotional conversation, and within seconds, your nervous system begins shifting toward calm, safety, and emotional balance. It's a tiny physical action with a powerful psychological effect. Because happiness isn't always created by circumstances. Sometimes, it starts with a simple signal to your brain. I'm okay. Now comes the most powerful step, and the one almost nobody practices. Say your emotion out loud, not inside your head, not silently. Actually say it. I feel anxious. I feel stressed. I feel overwhelmed. I feel tired. No judgment, no fixing, no analysis. Just name what's real. Most people try to escape uncomfortable emotions. They distract themselves, scroll endlessly, or pretend everything is fine. But emotions grow stronger when they are ignored. Your brain treats unnamed feelings as threats it must keep monitoring. This is where neuroscience reveals something incredible. When you consciously label an emotion, activity decreases in the brain's fear center, the amygdala, and increases in the rational thinking area of your brain. In simple terms, naming the feeling turns down emotional intensity. The moment you say, "I feel anxious," something shifts internally. You are no longer trapped inside the emotion. You become the observer of it. Instead of believing, "I am anxiety," "I am sadness," "I am stress," your brain reframes the experience into, "I am noticing anxiety," "I am experiencing stress." That small change creates psychological distance, and distance creates control. You realize emotions are temporary visitors, not permanent identities. They move through you instead of defining you. You don't need to fight the feeling. You don't need to solve your life tonight. You simply acknowledge what exists. And strangely, once an emotion feels seen and recognized, it no longer needs to shout for attention. Its intensity softens. Your breathing relaxes. Your mind clears. Your nervous system settles. Because awareness doesn't strengthen emotions, it frees you from being controlled by them. Here's something truly life-changing to understand. You don't control which emotions show up. Fear, sadness, anxiety, doubt. They arrive automatically. They are fast, instinctive reactions created by your brain to protect you. But while you can't stop emotions from appearing, you absolutely control how long they stay. Most people spend their lives waiting for motivation. They believe one day they'll wake up inspired, confident, and ready to change everything. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like weather. The people who seem emotionally strong or successful aren't lucky. They've learned one powerful habit. They create mental interrupts. Instead of fighting bad moods or overanalyzing feelings, they reset their mind repeatedly throughout the day. They pause, they breathe, they shift attention, they restart their emotional state. They don't try to fix their entire life in one moment. They simply stop negative momentum before it grows stronger. Think about it like restarting a frozen phone. You don't smash the device or replace it. You just reset the system. Your brain works the same way. Every small reset teaches your nervous system safety, balance, and control. Over time, emotional resilience becomes automatic. And here's the powerful truth. Happiness isn't something you're born with. It isn't personality, luck, or perfect circumstances. Happiness is a trained response. It's a nervous system skill, one you build through small, consistent resets that teach your brain how to return to calm again and again. So, tonight, before you close your eyes, pause for just 10 seconds. Notice your surroundings. Feel where you are. Smile gently, even if the day was hard. And quietly name whatever emotion you're carrying. No pressure, no perfection, no complicated routine. No need to fix your entire life before bed. Just a small interruption in the endless cycle of overthinking, because sometimes your mind isn't asking for solutions. It's asking for closure. And when you give your brain that signal of safety, something powerful happens overnight. Tomorrow morning, you may wake up feeling different, a little lighter, a little calmer, a little clearer. Not because circumstances changed, not because problems disappeared, but because, for the first time in a while, your brain was finally allowed to rest. Because the truth is, your mind was never broken, only overloaded. It didn't need a massive life change or perfect motivation. It just needed a small reset. Try these 10 seconds tonight, and tomorrow morning, you'll realize how something simple can quietly change everything.